There are now dozens, if not hundreds, of quality peer-reviewed studies using a variety of technical approaches that show that when children, especially children younger than 8, learn to play an instrument, and even better, learn to play multiple instruments, regardless of whether or not they learn to read music, that it leads to greatly enhanced connectivity within their brain that persists into adulthood, and that it facilitates other forms of neuroplasticity and learning, which is basically to say that my brain very likely does not include these enhanced circuits. Which circuits am I referring to? Well, there are a number of different circuits in the brain that have been shown to expand when children learn how to play an instrument as a child, 8 or younger. And again, 8 isn't a strict cutoff, and I always have to highlight this, forgive the tangent, but it's very clear that if you did learn an instrument when you were young, or ideally even multiple instruments, and even better would be to learn multiple instruments and how to sing along with instrumentals, especially in an improvised manner, well, your brain has expanded connectivity on average relative to children that did not have that experience. Now, the good news is that learning how to play an instrument, or even, thankfully for me, listening to novel forms of music, music that you don't typically listen to, for 30 to 60 minutes per day, and it doesn't have to be every day, in fact, it can even be just 3 days a week for 30 to 60 minutes, has been shown to expand brain connectivity in ways that, of course, lends itself to better musical comprehension and even performance. But learning how to play a musical instrument at any age, as well as singing, and singing especially with others in a group, has been shown to enhance learning and the acquisition of new skills separate from musical learning and singing. In other words, it seems that learning how to play an instrument and singing are a gateway to neuroplasticity. And this is, again, supported by neuroimaging data. Some of the more striking of those data are that children that learned how to play 1 to 3 instruments when they were a kid, or that sang in a choir or a group, or that were taught to sing solo for that matter, show up to 30% greater connectivity within this particular brain network that links the 2 hemispheres of the brain.